we got a video here by Mother's Basement. So this video is the fake incest harem for cowards. I wonder what this one is about. So of course, you know, the incest, the harem, all of that has been super epic, and it's been very crazy. It's been, you know, just a movie. It's been a jump. All of that. It's been nasty. It's been crazy. So now this one is a video here by Mother's Basement. The fake incest harem for cowards. Let's see what this video has. And yeah, of course, guys, tell me what you guys think about all of this. Let's jump in.
Trashy anime. Let me say that again for the folks in back, because I don't just like it, I love it. I am a firm believer that anime's capacity to explore the weird, horny, shameless side of the human condition is one of its best and most important features. When artists are free to indulge in taboo fantasies and let their ids run wild, it throws wide the windows to their souls and produces some of the most compellingly human, personal stories our species has ever told. So when I tell you I hate the Shiunji family children, that's not coming from some prude tut-tutting about how it goes too far. Reiji Miyajima's smash hit all-sister harem thing doesn't go nearly too far enough. It is the work of a coward, of a man who understands that other men will pay good money for a love hina type thing where most of the girls call protag-kun Oni-chan, but has zero interest in actually exploring that idea or doing anything with it that might upset anyone. Hence why.
And that's the one thing which I love about Japan. Japan has like the most weirdest takes when it comes to like this whole like harem, incest, and all of those things. Cause bro, I literally sit down and ask myself, so like, who actually says, okay, this is a green light, this can be an anime? Like, that's the thing which gets me like, yo, Japan is on another freaking level with all of this, bro. And that's the thing where it kind of gets me like, yo, dude, I feel like we, like American entertainment, other forms of entertainment, ain't pushing the scope or scale of like some of the stuff that Japan is doing. Again, this is all harem anime, so we're not taking it serious, but like it's just insane.
The inciting incident for the plot is their billionaire dad telling them they're all adopted and then immediately leaving on a never-ending series of business trips to let them sort that out for themselves, which is still obviously like really insane. Wrong and stuff, but not in a way anyone would go to jail over. In other words, it's exactly what you'd expect from the man who gave us the sexless sex worker harem, an incest harem with pretty much no incest. Asterisk. We'll put a pin in that for later. And the harem side is no better. It is some of the laziest, most paint-by-numbers crap I've ever seen, and I have seen a lot of harem anime. Most of them not very good. That does still make it better than Rent-a-Girlfriend, basically by default, at least in terms of, you know, storytelling fundamentals.
I feel like Rent-a-Girlfriend's biggest flaw for me is, of course, the main character. The main character, Kazuya, is unfortunately, painfully, he's terrible. Like, Kazuya sucks. Like, he sucks so much. It's insane, bro. Like, that's the one thing which makes us really hate Rent-a-Girlfriend, because of the main character. The main character, oh my gosh, I hate Kazuya, like, so much. Like, so freaking much. You know, like, it's insane, dude. It is freaking insane.
Characters that don't actively make you want to punch your television screen. But there is a growing part of me that might actually hate Shiunji family more. I know, that is a molten take, and I will get to defending it in just one sec. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Let him make his money.
Arena Powers.
I have no problem with these guys making their money. Let him make his money. But of course, we're gonna skip towards the anime.
When you're AFK, click that link to start playing today. Harem comedies don't get nearly enough respect. They're frequently written off as nothing but an endless ocean of goon slop, but they're one of the foundational genres of anime with just as much potential to produce peak as mecha, magical girls, or isekai. There are many different paths to that peak, but all of them in some way leverage the genre's power as a vehicle.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing this show that's on the screen right now is Ari Ferreira. This is garbage. Like pure garbage, no lie.
for characters and relationships. Not many genres let a cast this large get to know each other this intimately, and when you add to that the dynamic of a family at risk of being torn apart by temptation and taboo, you've got plenty of fuel for any halfway decent writer with even the slightest interest in other.
I can't watch this show and say that I'm gonna take it seriously. Like like who's taking this shit seriously, guys? Where are you guys? Need to expose yourselves for real.
Human beings to pen at least a few fire bars. Unfortunately, this is Reiji we're talking about.
Oh
In your typical romantic comedy, the protagonist merely overreacts to underscore the absurdity of the situation, as well as to play up the sexual tension between the two.
no.
The problem, broadly, with the Shiunji family children is that they are not, in any meaningful way, written as a family. There is little feeling that their personalities influenced each other growing up, that any of their relationships go any deeper than your run-of-the-mill childhood friend, or that any of their relationships really matter to them besides the one that the show's about. They are a pile of default factory-setting harem tropes that happen to grow up in the same house together and have a habit of walking to school together in a big group that all of their class.
So it's like the clash of the cliches. Oh my gosh, literally the clash of the cliches. The anime. That's insane. Like that's the one thing which I was about to say I hate, but I like it. I like it. The more trashier and cliche the anime, the more I want to watch it. The more I'm like, oh, let's watch this. For real, dude. That's insane.
Family. They are so rich and famous and also popular. And I wish that I was one of those two brothers, not for any of those reasons, but because the sisters are so hot. And I wish that I was in the house with them all the time. Don't you, friend A? Yes, I do, friend.
Dude, that is insane. Of course you wish you were in that school. And by the way, this uniform, I went to Zimbabwe recently and I saw a school with this freaking exact same uniform with like it being purple. Like
I wish that I was in the house with them all the time.
Like it being purple like this, bro. Do you understand how disgusting this uniform looks? Because it's purple. Like, sorry for that weird take.
And don't you, friend A? Yes, I do, friend B. And this is a very normal conversation to be having on our way to school in direct earshot of the people that we're talking about. Where was I again?
Well,
right,
really?
Tropes. Twin tail tsundere, cheerful type sporty girl, stoic type nerdy girl, shy type emoto, gentle type ara one-chan, and protag kun's buddy who has a girlfriend and gives him advice, but it's mostly useless and he barely gets any screen time. Of course, in theory, with a good enough protag kun, you could still pull all the...
No, it's like so cliche. It's like it's there. Like it stinks of like cliche anime tropes. Like you don't even understand.
Those very generic characters together into something entertaining. But I just told you this is Reiji we're talking about. Pay attention.
Come on, that's my sister.
No,
She has been for the last 16 years.
Patreon.
Even so, I'm a teenage boy. How can I not react?
Pardon?
Oh wow.
Credit where it's due. Arata Shiunji is infinitely preferable to Kazuya, but then so's a colonoscopy. He enjoys working out and spending time with his sisters. Dislikes include people who are mean to his sisters and things that make his sisters sad. His main goal in life is to be a good older brother. His skills and interests don't really matter because he's going to go to business school and inherit his billionaire dad's empire so as to support all of his sisters in their dreams. His hobbies include working out and does having sisters count as a hobby? He's a cipher, an archetype. Arata is the Uh-oh Step Bro. Every aspect of his existence has been meticulously engineered to stepsisters. It's what he does. It's what he is. Or rather, what he will become once he finally quiets the pesky voice in the back of his head saying, hey man, maybe don't your sister, which is, when you really boil it down, the entire conflict driving this story. Society quite frowns on siblings fornicating versus, but I wanna. It tries to dress that up as a deeper exploration of the line between familial and romantic love, but it's not. It's a show about games of Twister in the family rec room going a little wild, though nowhere near as wild as, say, My Little Sister Can't Possibly Be This Cute, which manages to be about that and
Okay, no, that one was a bit too extreme. That was you guys don't watch that show.
complicated lines between familial and romantic love and otaku culture all at the same time. What I'm saying is, Shiunji Family Children is nowhere near as deep as My Little Sister Can't Possibly Be This Cute. Just let that sink in. Ah, right, that reminds me. Their billionaire dad is Elon Musk. Like, canonically, in the manga, just a few chapters after the end of the first season, it's revealed that Kaname Shiunji has purchased Twitter and that he, too, is the kind of dipshit who would throw out one of the most recognized brands on Earth and replace it with a single letter. Although, instead of an X in a fun little Easter egg, he named it after the real Elon's favorite drug. Or maybe the K stands for Kaname. Not that any of this has any direct impact on the plot yet. But
no, this is just insane, dude. Like what? Like, that's the one thing where it's all just so, like, weird. What the hell? That is crazy. So now, like, it's literally like real life. That is Elon Musk. For real. That is not no anime guy. That's Elon Musk straight up, dude. Wow, dude, what the fuck?
But I do think it says something about Reiji Miyajima, a man who has publicly stated on Italian YouTube that he almost never bases characters on real people, that he could look at Elon in 2023 specifically and say, yes, that right there is the admirable father figure my manga needs. After the Chappelle incident, after he bitched out of fighting Mark Zuckerberg, after he tried to buy sex with that horse, that is, using the horse as currency to obtain sex with a stewardess. To be clear, he did not try to fuck a horse. The fact that I have to clarify that, though. As for the rest of the Shiunji family, boy, you sure can tell Reiji didn't base any of them on real human beings. There is absolutely zero specificity to any of their quirks or interests. The nerdy one likes books. Not any specific book, just books. The sporty girl is, of course, into the girliest sport, tennis, which also, he picked it because of the uniforms. And speaking of the uniforms, the motherly older sister type wants to be a pediatric nurse. Meanwhile, the younger sister character literally doesn't have anything going on outside of brother f***ing, and low-key, neither does the Twin Tails tsundere. The random gossipy background characters may be all like, ah yeah, she's gonna be the student council president one day, but none of her storylines so far are actually about any kind of student council shit. It's just, you know, the tsundere runs away because she can't face her feelings. Basic bitch harem episode templates. If you asked ChatGPT to write an incest harem anime,
this would be it. Literally, this is it.
Arata would probably be a little less jacked, and there's only like a 20% chance the wildcard character would be a stoic nerd. But other than that, this is exactly what it would spit out. And as spontaneous fan service generating wildcards go, I mean, honestly,
who knows? ChatGPT might have made this anime. For real, the world which we live in, bro.
I must scientifically confirm that I don't want to f my brother isn't the worst gimmick in the world, but it sure does get old fast when it's all she has going on, and that's basically the only real deviation from the standard harem formula in the whole show. I guess it does also slightly shake things up by having the youngest one catch her feelings for Protag-kun before the story starts instead of like 2 to 3 episodes in. And of course the girls who still need to figure their feelings out end up saying, oh, but no, we shouldn't, a lot more often than they would with a typical classmate kissing type harem situation. But that doesn't have any tangible impact on the pace at which they realize their feelings and go through the typical tropes like kissing Protag-kun when he's asleep, but oh no, he wasn't actually, or announcing their crushes to each other and saying, may the best lady win, but oh no, he was listening actually. And even though the story has an obvious built-in excuse to indefinitely delay him just fucking going for it once he knows those girls are into him, Reiji still feels the need to make him act like a clueless dipshit about it.
God! I can't stop thinking about what happened! Seriously, what was all that about? I need to ask Oka what that was about. What if she was serious?
Oh, like what are you talking about? They admitted their feelings. I need to ask Oka, what was that? Like, I hate shows like this. This is what makes me hate Rent a Girlfriend. You know, because the protagonist is just the freaking dense dude. Like, dude, I hate this guy. I hate his shows. No lie. Like, not like hate love. Like, this is just hate. Like, no, bro. This is I can't take shows like this. You know.
Are you stupid? She kissed you on the lips and told you she wants you while she thought you were unconscious as a byproduct of the effort you spent saving her life. Do you think she was lying to herself? Do you think she was practicing for a play? Like, put that thing right in your sister, or so help me, so help me. What's wrong with you, bro? Were your parents siblings? What really highlights the blandness of the cast is how hard the show's opening struggles to say anything of substance about any of them while it's introducing them. Like Kotono, the little sister's character introduction, shows her trying on lipstick and standing at a crossroads. Do you get it? Do you get that she's going through puberty? Then Seiha has a lot of books. Not specific books, again, just books. Some of them say philosophy on the spine, so you know she's smart. Bonri is fashionable and works really hard to make dolls for sick kids. That's probably the most personality
that is so generic, bro.
You're gonna find in any of these. Minami's entire thing is tennis, so her whole shot's just an homage to the classic tennis anime Aim for the Ace, followed by pretty much the only actual animation of Shion in this entire thing, because he is actually genetically her twin brother. A fact that, just, by the way, has zero impact on the plot or characters. They barely even talk to each other, let alone about that special connection that they have. Because Shion isn't a real character. He is just there to give Arata someone to bounce ideas off that's not one of the girls he's trying to bone. They don't even put him in the end card of the OP, and on the final shot of the family standing together, he gets equal billing with the family dog. And he actually gets less screen time than the dog in the little montage at the start of the OP. In striking contrast to him, the OP spends like half its entire frame budget and about 3 times the shot length of all the other waifus on Arata's twin-tailed twin Oka, doing some triathlon shit for her character moment. Like it's not obvious enough who the main girl is already. But the really odd thing about that shot is that Oka is, at best, the 3rd most athletic member of the family. It's not really a significant part of her character, but then neither is anything else besides being a tsundere and secretly wanting to f*** her brother, so I guess it's as good an image as any to associate with her. It just kind of...
No, like, who watches this? Like, if you're watching this, you're the problem. You stop watching shows like this. No, bro, this is crazy. I love it, but you know, at the same time, I'm like, yo, like, why do we have this? Why do we have this for real?
Completely undermines Minami's entire identity in the OP for no real narrative reason. To complement the characters, the vapidness of the plot is reflected in the OP's other big money shot, a sweeping, whirling sequence where the scene constantly blinks between the season's most important moments between each of the sisters and Arata, which looks really damn cool, but also throws into sharp relief just how formulaic and bare bones this story really is. 2 of the 6 scenes involve Arata sticking his neck out for a sister with a busted ankle. 2 of them are set at the same amusement park, and Seiha gets so little character development throughout this season that the sexy rec room twister scene made the cut for this big emotional memories montage. In fact, the story gave Doga Kobo so little to work with, the OP references that scene twice. Compare that to the Mikadono Sisters OP, where every shot tells you something new and interesting about the sisters, their relationship to Protag-kun and each other, their interests, the different ways they react to an iterashai in the morning, how they act on dates. It gets you quickly acquainted with many different facets of their personalities and the personalities of various supporting characters who exist around them and have distinct personalities and recurring roles that have nothing to do with who's gonna Protag-kun when the dust settles. What a crazy thought! But perhaps most importantly, Mikadono Sisters gives all the girls equal screen time and mixes up the order they appear in, so it's not stupidly obvious to anyone with a single solitary brain cell who's gonna Protag-kun when the dust settles. Not that Dogakobo could really do anything about that, no matter how they...
Yeah, of course, the best girl is the girl with the pink hair, the tsundere. So, it's always the tsundere.
Storyboarded the OP, because as soon as anyone saw like 2 seconds of the actual show, they would immediately know. Mysteries are not Reiji Miyajima's forte, though that does not stop him from stringing his audience along with stupid little mystery boxes. At the end of season 1, for instance, right after Arata overhears his sisters declaring love is war on each other, we cut to an enigmatic shot of one of the siblings at some point in the future writing in a diary or something about how none of them were ready for a bombshell revelation.
What? Real siblings.
That's right. We're playing incest roulette, baby. Now Arata has a 20% chance of fucking his sister and an 80% chance of also fucking his sister, just without producing a genetic abomination. Isn't that thrilling? No. This is blatantly just a plot device designed to take one of the girls out of the running when the harem hits its endgame. Either Oka as like a cheap last-minute fake-out on all the obvious build-up to her as main girl, or whichever one of the sisters Reiji doesn't feel like writing an actual reason for Arata to reject. But the bigger problem with this twist is it just doesn't make sense at all. Did their dad know there was another pair of real siblings and just not tell them for some reason? If not, how did he not know? Did the adoption agency not tell him? Did they not know? Did these kids get like split up at birth by some unrelated circumstance and just happen to be adopted by the same billionaire? Every conceivable explanation is stupider than the last. It's honestly kind of impressive how little thought went into this. And let me tell you, it only gets dumber from there. For instance, the most recent arc is about Bonri dealing with this abusive boyfriend who's just such a transparent manosphere piece of shit. It's legitimately baffling why she'd put up with it. Until you find out he's blackmailing her with a secret that, if it got out, could destroy their family and ruin their father's company.
So wait, what's the secret for her to be dating a guy which is obnoxious and that's gonna ruin her family? Like I don't get it. Like what secret could be that big?
Forever. And this secret, which is so horrible that she allows this man to lay hands on her and kick children in front of her, is that her family is adopted. Now, admittedly,
that's it. Like,
that would be pretty embarrassing for Elon specifically, as a very publicly birth-rate-obsessed weird natalist freak. Not the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to him
freak, my guy, he's a billionaire. He can have 20 kids
this week, but certainly there would be unfertilized egg on his face. That's kind of it, though. People adopt kids all the time, and not once in the history of humanity has anyone lost their job because it got out their kids were adopted. This is simply not something you can blackmail someone over, and it's really obvious that Reiji just repurposed a scrapped plotline or something from his other manga where the characters actually did have a secret that they could be blackmailed over. And that's the crux crux of why I'm starting to hate this anime even more than that one. It's just so blatantly an afterthought from Miyajima. The low effort, bi-weekly side hustle he squeezes in between chapters of the manga his wife lives in. Sure, it doesn't have quite as many bad ideas as Rent-a-Girlfriend, but that's only because it hardly has any ideas at all. The original thought process behind the story seems to have begun and ended with, I bet an incest harem would make a lot of money, and that's not even a particularly original thought. If we allow hentai into the conversation, which we absolutely should because porn is the crucible of human innovation, then all incest harems have been a dime a dozen for decades now, and most of them don't see out with this adopted Uh-oh Step Bro shit. Do you have any idea how many visual novels are about banging your entire family, and how many of those have been turned into a slideshow by Queen Bee or some shit? The only new ground Shiunji family breaks is taking the incest fest down to a 14A level. And credit where it's due, that is quite the forward-thinking business move with all the new restrictions on online smut sweeping the globe, which may soon usher in a bold new era of softcore ecchi gooner slop for kids who don't have enough facial hair to confidently walk out of a konbini with a nudie mag yet. Also, it's a Trojan horse for an Orwellian digital ID program funded by Peter Thiel. The Kids Online Safety Act, I mean, not this anime. This anime's only purpose is to milk as much money as possible out of the waifu merch market while running bi-weekly ads for that merch in a different magazine from Reiji's main gooner slop, using a mildly spicy twist on the harem formula in hopes of disguise.
So basically this is like a cash grab, you know? Like, that's so weird. Why would they make something like that?
The distinct flavor of you're watching fucking Love Hina again. That flavor is mighty pungent though, while the spice is as mild as it gets, and I just can't think of a single reason to watch this crap over the dozens of better and more interesting PG harem anime out there, not to mention all that incest hentai. I can't even think of a reason to watch it over Rent-a-Girlfriend. Like, at least that show has something in it for guys who like fucking torture. Rent-a-Guff may be hell, but the Shiunji family children is purgatory. I'm Jeff Thu, professional harem anime respecter, and I'm gonna go find a show I can actually do that job with. Oh hey, Mikadono Sisters. I already found it. I'm gonna go watch Mikadono Sisters. You should go watch Mikadono Sisters. It's really good.
Yo, what the F? What the freak? What the freak, dude? Nah. That's insane. That is freaking insane. That sounds like a really boring anime. Like, yeah, I don't know. Is it just me? Like, that is so really, really boring, you know?